Big hello to you, it's great to see you, and I do hope that you are well. We're not in the loft, well, not in my loft anyway. We're somewhere different, and today it's taking it old school. We're going back to the 1950s with Hornby Dublo 3-rail. You might remember ages and ages ago I helped my dad put together a layout in a room that he had down the side of his house so we could relive childhood magic. Well, they've actually moved house since then, and this is his new model railway room. And all of the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts has been done. We've got baseboards down here, so it's time for the fun thing of laying out the track and getting the trains running. And that's why he's brought me in. So I've got huge amounts of Hornby Dublo tinplate 3-rail track, and I'm going to be trying to put him together something special in here that he can have hours and hours of enjoyment with. So come with me and let's see what we can put together. Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCT decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. We're proud to be supported by TMC, the Model Centre, your first choice for new and used. Pre-order all forthcoming models with confidence, or check out the extensive listings of second-hand. Each model is checked by experts in the field to make sure you're getting the very best. With new models uploaded daily, there's always something new to find. You can also specify from their value weathering and renumbering service right through to bespoke graffiti to get exactly the model that you want. Get something special today by browsing at themodelcentre.com. Back in the 1950s, this was a model that really had the model press astounded. For its day, it was really, really good. And you can see there that Hornby Dublo, with the limitations of manufacturing of the time, did pretty well. The reason it's 3-rail is because when these were new and designed, plastic technology was very much in its infancy. Plastic could be brittle, it could do lots of unwanted things like bow and change shape. This was tried and tested. Tin printing, same method that things like Quality Street tins or your fancy tins of biscuits still use to this day. They could make the base, it's then folded, and these washers here, the kind of rectangular washers, they're made of like fiberboard, which is an insulator, and that allows, with all of the holes punched out, for them to mount a third rail in the middle that a pickup skate will slide along, and that's electrically isolated from these two rails, and that completes the circuit, allowing the trains to run. So that is the reason that these are 3-rail. Now, by the time the 1960s came along, 2-rail was much easier to make, and it looked more realistic. Model rail trackers you or I would recognise today came about. This stuff then became quite superfluous, looked quite chunky and quite primitive by comparison, and so things moved on, and because of the plastic base, it allowed the trains to pick up from one side and return through the other, so it only needed 2 rails instead of the 3. We used to, when I was a lot younger, take a big exhibition layout of this stuff out and do the rounds. That kind of came to an end in about 2006 because it was really hard work, and actually some of this stuff was getting quite delicate. But this is really retro stuff. This is the original toy train from sort of 1950s, 1960s era. And we have the traditional piece of wood painted green, and that really just forms the backdrop. And so I'm going through the mountains and mountains of track that's in storage, trying to find the best stuff and seeing what we can actually put out here. But certainly it gives somewhere for trains to be able to run. And the beauty of this is once we've got it all laid out, we're going to screw the track down, and that will improve running as well. And then hopefully, by the time I leave today, I'll leave them with a working layout, which will be quite good fun. Well, starting out laying the track, and I suppose the most important thing is actually to work out the maximum that the track can go to. So this then sets the position of everything else. So we're going to have double track on the bottom, and then ultimately there'll be another 2 tracks up on top with some extra pieces that have yet to go in. But this will just set the geometry for the full layout. So I'm just picking out some good condition rails, and these I'm going to use to make up the curves round. And there's a lot to choose from, so might as well make sure that I get only the good stuff. The biggest concern is always running out of space. It doesn't quite fit. The geometry is very fixed with this stuff. You have very limited different types of track, and you need to actually make sure that everything matches back up. You can't force it because the trains won't run properly, nothing will fit together, so you've got to be methodical, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do now. But actually I'm not going to just have a tight curve. There is enough room to have this come out a bit further, so I'm going to just try and find some outer radius curves and just work out the largest it can be, and then infill in between with whatever track I can find. Which, if you're wondering, the reason I know that they're large radius, it's actually written on them. There's only large radius full curves. There's no half curves, there's no points, there's nothing. So you have to fit what you're building around the limitations of the track that's available. But what this allows is for parallel double track, and all of the joins will line up. It's very much like things like Scalextric. The trains will go round this. It's a fixed geometry. It's 17.5 inches diameter, 17.5 inch radius for the outer, 15-inch radius for the inner. And all of the Hornby Dublo stuff will go round both of these. What I'm concerned about is the overhang, and just making sure anything that does go around here doesn't hit the edge. Well, putting in a load of points, and one of the reasons for points in Hornby Dublo, apart from allowing trains to switch tracks, is they actually set the geometry, the spacing between the different lines, and they stop the track from wandering about when you're laying it. So I've taken the opportunity to put in a few crossovers down here. They aren't really going to get used as much as just hold the track where I want it to be. And not all of this is necessarily final, and that's the other thing. It's not set in stone, so I can chop and change once I've got bits and pieces that I want in. Started to get there, kind of got a few rough ideas to try and maximise what's going on here. So I've got a double junction up there that leads to this complex, and the idea behind this is there's going to be station equipment that will fit in this gap. So I'll get a station along there, station along here as well, and it'll just give some kind of interest and a place to put a lot of these things. I've got a goods station to go up here, turntable when find where on earth he's put them. One of them's going to go here, with probably an engine shed here. Additional support is provided by...
This is Clark Railworks, and this is what we do. You'll know us from Ellis Clark Trains, and you'll get the same friendly expertise with us too. We've got a huge range of pre-owned model railways from all your favourite manufacturers, and maybe some you hadn't heard of before. It's the place to come for quality. We don't stock substandard models, and everything we sell is fully tested and photographed by model railway experts. No matter whether you model double O gauge, N, HO or more, we have sought after models from all around the world with new listings added every weekday. Check out what's available now at clarkrailworks.com and don't miss out on your latest logo.
So I'm also going to use some electric points in here, just going to check that they work. Some of these are quite fragile, and I've also got to take into consideration that all of the electric points are non-isolating. It's just a limitation of how Hornby Dublo made them, and that has to be factored in as well. But I am going to start to make use of them to allow for operational interest. This is bog standard DC. This is analog control. There is nothing else with Hornby 003 rail. You can end up with locomotives moving that shouldn't be moving. You can end up with backfeeding into other tracks, and you don't want that. There's going to be some space down here, not yet decided what's going to go on with that. Again, more options. I've got some point work over here which I can use to get kickback sidings, and just feeling out what's best for use of the track and the space. Once I get the main track sorted, what I want to do then is test the track, make sure it runs, and then I can start to secure it down. Very, very kindly, Pico supplied a load of brass screws that are perfect for this job. So a huge thanks to Pico for these, and it's going to allow this to be a much more permanent setup. And when you do secure the track down, it does tend to be a lot more reliable when running trains. I'm doing a track test. Right, that's showing there's no fault on the track on its own. There's nothing on the track, but it's always useful to check, because if you get a short and there's no trains on the track, you know you're hunting down a track fault. Right. So what I'm going to do now is test run the train, and then once that's done, we'll get on with screwing it down, and that should iron out a few of the little kinks. But all we're really looking for is that the train will go round and there's no mystery shorts evident. So let's get to it. This shows that the motor's in good condition. Don't actually draw a huge amount of power. Oh, that's probably just dirty track. It's been a great day here. Actually, it's a really hot day, which hasn't helped, but I've actually managed to get the first bits of track down, got those 2 loops that will now allow for trains to be run, got it tested, and I'm really pleased with the results. And the space here is limited in some way, but we've still got an awful lot of interest on this layout, and there's still a lot more to come. But for today, we're getting ahead of ourselves. What I need to do is screw the track down, but maybe that's something that we'll come back for another day. But I hope you really enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button. It's a great way of helping the algorithm to help the channel. And if you haven't already done so, as always, do subscribe. You can also find a link down below to get your Monday Club pin badges. These are a great way of supporting the companies that support your hobby. And until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now. Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCT decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. Additional support is provided by...
This is Clark Railworks, and this is what we do. You'll know us from Ellis Clark Trains, and you'll get the same friendly expertise with us too. We've got a huge range of pre-owned model railways from all your favourite manufacturers, and maybe some you hadn't heard of before. It's the place to come for quality. We don't stock substandard models, and everything we sell is fully tested and photographed by model railway experts. No matter whether you model 00 gauge, N, HO or more, we have sought after models from all around the world with new listings added every weekday. Check out what's available now at clarkrailworks.com and don't miss out on your latest logo.
We're proud to be supported by TMC, the Model Centre, your first choice for new and used. Pre-order all forthcoming models with confidence, or check out the extensive listings of second-hand. Each model is checked by experts in the field to make sure you're getting the very best. With new models uploaded daily, there's always something new to find. You can also specify from their value weathering and renumbering service right through to bespoke graffiti to get exactly the model that you want. Get something special today by browsing at themodelcentre.com. I'd like to thank everybody over on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to our Patreon heroes. Without you guys over on Patreon, we really wouldn't be able to keep making the video content that you see on this channel. And don't forget that you can also head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk and check out the different tiers of rewards. Thank you so much. You are absolute legends.